Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time watching, then welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do this simple halo eye look using the Orgy palette and the mini Orgy palette. So I filmed the tutorial part of the video before I started work while I was getting ready for work, and then I ran out of time, so now I have just finished work. It's been 7 hours since I finished doing my makeup, so you can see how it's worn, how it looks after a full day of wear. Yep, that's the right way to say it. It's quite a nice, like, simple everyday look. It's quite subtle, just because it's a bit lighter, using some of the lighter shades in the palette. I only used 3 shades to do this look as well, so yeah, that's all you need, 3 shades for a nice look, I reckon. So I'm going to film some more looks using the Orgy palettes, and I'm going to try to do a mixture of some more simple everyday looks and some bit more complicated. Not too complicated though, but just a little bit. If you like this video, then make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see all the future videos that I post using the Orgy palettes and or other palettes in the future. So if you would like to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so eyebrows, concealer on the eye to be our base. I'm finally getting the hang of my new brow style, so that's very exciting. It's looking, you know, a lot better than it was in my last video, so yeah, that's good. All it takes is some time. It's quite easy to get discouraged or disheartened when something doesn't work out straight away, but like, it doesn't take long, like a few weeks of practice, and basically you can nail anything if you practice it enough. So yeah, just a little bit of your daily inspiration. I've had a morning. It's been a morning, not a good one. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's very grumpy, and then I got up to have my coffee and I spilt my coffee over and knocked it over, so I'm having another coffee now because I deserve it. I just started a new job last Monday. Today's Wednesday, so I've been there just over a week, and I'm working 5 days a week, so I'm kind of struggling to find time to do my YouTube and Instagram, but I just kind of need to figure out my schedule, you know. I just need to get myself in a routine. So I start work at 12 o'clock today, so thought I would film myself getting ready, and I'm going to do a bit more of a simple look today, which I already would have said in the intro. So today I'm using the Orgy palette. I'm not even going to like tiptoe around that anymore. The Orgy palette, I'm calling it what it is. And I'm also using the mini Orgy palette as well because I need to test out some more of the shimmer shades. I've only tried 2 of them, and one I really liked, one I didn't, but a lot of people have been saying they don't like the mini palette and it's not good. So I want to try some of the other shades and see what I think about it, so I can give you guys like a more, you know, give myself more knowledge so I can give you guys a better review, I guess. But anyway, I'm like talking too much. Let's just get on with the makeup, or I'm going to be late for work. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going in with a domed crease brush and the Orgy palette, and I'm going to go kind of lighter, so a bit more light and wearable. So I'm going to go in with this shade here called Versatile. Lately I've become obsessed with Bailey Sarian, and so I'm just going to play me some little murder mysteries while I do my makeup. Makeup, murder, and mystery Monday. And like I said before, we're doing a halo eye, so I'm applying this to the inner and the outer corners of the eye. So I'm really packing this on by using small circular motions, and we want to create like a half circle with the rounded edges being on the inner and the outer, and the kind of straight edges in the center of the eye, or towards the center. We want to leave quite a large gap in the middle of the eye so that we have space to blend that color across and put the shimmer shade in the center of the eye. So yeah, just getting that really packed on and trying to keep the edges as blended as possible, but it doesn't really matter too much because we will go in with some other shades and continue blending that out after. Okay, so that's the darkest shade done, and it definitely turned out a lot darker than I was expecting, which now that I think about it, I'm not sure why I was expecting it to be lighter, because it does look quite dark in the pan. But once we blend it out, it will lighten it up a little bit as well, so I'm not worried about that. So now we're going to blend it out like I was saying. So taking a fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to go in with this shade here called Bed or Floor. And I'm applying this using circular motions to the edge of the dark brown that we've got on the eye. So just using this to blend out the edges all the way around the perimeter of the eyeshadow. So blending that out towards, the outer parts of your face, but also blending it upwards towards the eyebrows and in towards the center of the eye. We want this to be a really smooth gradient effect, so no harsh lines, and just blending out into nothing. Okay, so that's starting to look really nice and blended. The colors just blend really easily together. I'm really quite happy with the palette. Definitely, yeah, the lighter colors blend together really nicely. I did find, like in the look that I did last, which was the, cut crease halo eye with the darkest brown shade I used, I found that to be almost patchy, but it's hard to explain. Like, it didn't fully cover everything. Like, you could see little dots where the little like pores of on my eyelid were, and it didn't blend out as nicely as the lighter shades. So yeah, just thought I would mention that, because sometimes I'll think that I like something and I'll mention it in a video, and then I'll wear the look around for a little bit, and then I'll kind of be like, oh, don't really like this, but I've already told you guys that I did like it. So that's a little update on that. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back in with the Versatile shade in the same brush, and I'm just going to reapply this and build up the color a bit more and just help with the blend a little bit. So I'm just going to try to build up the color and just apply it a little bit at a time, just to make sure that we get the blend nice and even, and we're not packing it all on and then struggling to blend it out afterwards. So just getting that color built up nice and blended, and then I'll go back in with the blending brush and just use that to blend it out again and just get it looking how we want it, and then we can move on to the next step. Okay, that's done. Now to move on to the highlight shade. So taking the Mini Orgy palette, and I'm going to go in with a all over shader brush, and I think I'm going to use this shade here called Gagging, and I'm applying this to the very center of the eye. So I'm just really packing it on right in the middle, and then on the outer and the inner edges I'm going to blend that across into the matte browns. And I'm bringing this up into the crease, basically up to where the brown finishes, and just blend that upwards so it looks like it's one, unified look. Okay, so I've done that, and I must say I am pretty underwhelmed. You can't even really see that there's a shimmer there. Normally I'm used to, with the Jeffree Star formula for the shimmer shadows, I'm used to it just put your brush in and it just picks up a whole bunch of eyeshadow. But for this I really had to go around in circles and break up the eyeshadow to really get enough on the brush to apply on my eye. And it's definitely not popping the way a lot of his other eyeshadows do, so it's definitely not as good. I'm gonna try go in with a wet brush and just see if that helps me pick up more pigment. So I'm going to spray my brush with some water and give that a go. Okay, that's definitely helped a bit, but I'm still not completely happy with the way it's looking. So I'm just going to quickly go back in with the two matte shades and just reapply those, just to see if I can get it a bit more to my liking. Okay, so that is the top of the eye complete. So now I'm going to move to the under eye, and I'm going to apply some concealer first, just to be the eyeshadow base, and then I'm going to start off with the darkest shade Versatile, and I'm applying this to the inner and the outer portions of the under eye. Then I'm going to blend that out using Bed or Floor and that same brush that I used for that. And I'm just going to try and mirror the look that I've got on the top on the bottom. So leaving a gap in the center for the shade Gagging, and I'm going to apply that in the little gap. and it should look like the eyeshadow look has just kind of traveled down to the under eye as well. Okay, so next I'm just going to go do my face makeup, and then I'll be back to finish off the rest of the look. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NYX eye pencil in the shade brown, and I'm just applying this to my waterline, and that's going to help tie the whole look in together. For highlighter, I'm going to go in with my Lime Crime Opals highlight in the shade Gold. And I'm applying this with two different brushes, so I'm using a large fluffy highlighting brush and a small pencil brush. And using the small pencil brush, I'm applying this to my tear duct and my brow bone. And then for the rest of my face, I'm taking the large fluffy highlighting brush and I'm applying this to my cheekbones, the tip of my nose and my cupid's bow. Okay, now for some lipstick. So I'm going to go in with a lip liner and a lipstick. So I'm taking my MAC lip pencil in the shade Magenta and my Revlon lipstick in the shade Heartbreaker. Okay, now the last thing left to do is just to apply mascara and fake eyelashes. So the lashes I'm going to be using today are my XO Beauty Faux Mink lashes. These are in the style Illusion. I'm going to pop these on off camera and then I'll be back to show you guys the completed look. Okay, so here we have the completed look with lashes. I'm running late for work, so I have to go. I'm gonna have to film my intro and my outro when I finish, so I'm sorry for that, but... Okay, and we're back. So I just finished work. I've been gone for 7 hours since I stopped filming my last segment. So yeah, I think it's worn really well. Everything still pretty much looks flawless except for like my lipstick, because I did have lunch and I've reapplied it a few times. But that's actually one thing that I love about the Revlon lipsticks, is that it just stays on. It's like a matte lipstick, you know, like a liquid lipstick, but it's not, and it doesn't have that same like dry feel, you know, that a liquid lipstick has. The eye look still looks impeccable. I think. Yeah, so all around I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I really like how soft the eye is, but it's still, you know, a little bit different, and it has that halo effect where it makes your like eyes look more rounded, and when you turn it's like shiny. What's the way? It's almost like the Mona Lisa, you know how you go around and it looks like she's looking at you from whatever position. It's kind of like, that's what it reminds me of, but that's kind of like a weird comparison. I'm not sure if I already said this before, but the shade that I used, Gagging, the shimmery one, I'm not impressed with it, eh? I found it really hard to pick up with the brush. I had to like, I don't know if you guys might have done this before, but you know, sometimes you get the bristles and you kind of scratch it into the eyeshadow to, you know, bring parts of the eyeshadow up, and I ended up having to do that, and I needed to wet the brush in order to get the shine that I needed, but even then it wasn't much. And you might be able to see in the pan, if I show you, see like how glass wet it looks, kind of all, it's got like little lumps and stuff in it, and that's the same thing with that Gagging shade, like it's kind of lumpy. I did like this bathhouse shade, but the two ones at the top that I used I'm not too happy with, so I am going to have to try the other shades as well. I might have to do them without filming some of them just because I'm a bit short on time these days. But yeah, I'm not too optimistic at this point because I have seen a lot of people say they had problems with the mini orgy palette, that the formula just wasn't there. You know, the formula was not it. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing. But the like full-size orgy palette, the matte shades, I'm really happy with those. As you can see, they blend out really nicely. It didn't take me long, and yeah, it stayed all day. I did set my face with the Urban Decay all-nighter setting spray. Don't really know what else to say, but I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, then just give it a thumbs down. But if you did enjoy the video, then please make sure you hit that subscribe button and tick that little bell button so you can get notified every time I post a new video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.